Saturday in the park, approaching the 4th of July. See what I did there? I Chicago'd you. I'm willing to admit that the beginning of that career of that band is fantastic. As soon as they got that Peter etc. guy, well, they lost me. There. But yeah, it's Saturday. It's maybe the 13th of June. And the nice thing is that it rained really hard today, so there's very few people in the park today, and that's my favorite. We're at the very top of Mount Tabor right now. Had my headphones on, getting up here, just had it on shuffle, and Random Police song came on, and I realized, you know what? I like this band, and I do. That's my guilty pleasure band. Again, here's another band where the lead singer just kind of gets too arrogant, ruins the band. Now, I always think there's a fine line between confidence and ego. And you got to be confident, but you take one step on the wrong side of that ego line, and people will stop being your friend. But that song came on, So Lonely. Great song. And I was trying to think of what story I'd tell you today, but it reminded me, for the strangest reason, of the next story that I'm going to tell you, which deals with Portlandia. I did 4 different sketches on Portlandia, and 3 of them aired. One of the sketches, though, involved Kyle MacLachlan and Fred and Carrie and I. And it was, of course, the sketch that didn't ever get produced, but it was a yard sale sketch where they had a big sign out front saying, "No early birds. The yard sale starts at 8 o'clock, but I will not talk to you before 8 o'clock. So I show up at 7:30. That's my character. And it's the only time I broke Fred, which made me very happy. I'm told before I go in, it's the very first time I did a Portlandia, and they were like, right before I was about ready to go on, the PA comes up to me and goes, "Oh, by the way, did anyone tell you?" I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Fred probably didn't read the script. He certainly wouldn't have memorized the lines." I'm like, "Oh, okay." We'll pause for a moment here. There's weird snippets you pick up from people as you're going by. Something about Santa Rosa. But anyway, I'm doing this sketch, and I break Fred by saying this. I'm tasked to just like make up a bunch of random things that I might be looking for that would be valuable as an early bird at the yard sale. Pretty good idea for a sketch. And I'm like just tasked to just kind of random riff off some stuff. And I'm like, "Do you have any collectible vinyl? Do you have old baseball cards?" And the thing that broke Fred was this. I said, "Do you have any gold? Do you have any gold ingots?" And at the word ingot, Fred cracked over, and we had to cut. And Fred turns to me in his friendly way, quiet way, and just goes, "Kevin, please don't say the word ingot. The word ingot will make me laugh every single time. In fact, it's going to take me a couple of seconds to get the word out of my head so that we can continue to go on." Like, fair enough. But before this sketch started, there's, of course, lots of waiting. And they got me in a tent. It's pouring down rain. And I'm in this tent, all total, probably about 2.5 hours. And no one's there. I'm all made up. I'm ready to go. And I'm just kind of waiting. And about half an hour goes by. And I'm reading my book, which I was thankful I brought one. And Kyle MacLachlan he rushes into the tent. Because remember, it's pouring down rain. We're just in this little tent. We really don't want to leave it because you're going to get soaking wet. This is why we're waiting. We're kind of waiting for the rain to ebb. And but Kyle MacLachlan comes in. I'm like, wow, Kyle MacLachlan. I'm within dangerous social distancing spacing between me and Kyle. And we sit in there, and because I'm not one of those actors, I try not to be one of those guys that's kind of like, hey, can I get your autograph? Oh, talk to me. No, I'm gonna not say anything to him. I'm going to sit there and just pretend to read, but inside my brain, I'm going, oh my God, it's Kyle MacLachlan. Speaking Kyle MacLachlan. It's the Twin Peaks. And we sit in there and sit in there and sit in there. And after a while, it becomes kind of weird that we haven't even spoken to one another. And so in this time, probably half hour, 45 minutes, I realized I actually got a little story I can break the ice with Kyle MacLachlan. And so I do. And this is the story. Back in college, I worked at a plaid pantry. And every day, I had a guy come in for a while buying Dune trading cards. And he was a little too old to be buying Dune trading cards. And he would buy the whole box full, the whole bunch of Dune trading cards. More Dune trading cards than anyone would ever want to have. And after a couple weeks of this, I finally asked the guy, why, sir, are you buying all of these Dune trading cards? And the guy on the other side of the counter goes, oh, my brother's in this movie. And he admits to me that he's indeed Kyle MacLachlan's brother, which makes sense because Kyle's kind of regional. I think he might be from Spokane. Wouldn't be out of the question that his brother would be living in Portland and going to my plaid pantry and buying Dune trading cards that might not have his brother's picture on them. And so that's how I break the ice with Kyle MacLachlan. We kind of share that story back and forth, and he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I did not know he did that. I wonder if he still has those. I wonder if they would be valuable. And he's like, no, I doubt any of those would be valuable. And it broke the ice between us, and then we were less uncomfortable. But just about that time, they called us to go do the sketch, and unfortunately you'll never be able to see it because they didn't air that particular episode. And the whole reason why I thought to tell you that story today is because of Sting. And the only reason why Sting enters into this whole equation is that Sting happens to be in Dune. One of the most memorable, laughable scenes of all time, where he's just yelling, I will kill him. I will kill him. Terrible delivery, and hence the reason why none of us think of Sting as an actor, even to this day. But ladies and gentlemen, that's my story of the day. I hope you're doing all right.